Hey everyone, I'm Rosie and welcome back to my channel. So it has been a couple of weeks since we did a wedding collage, and I've been sort of in the mood to create a new one that we can add to our photo album. And I've also been wanting to add gold leaf to one of my collages. And when I posted about some video ideas on my community tab, a couple of people suggested using gold leaf on a wedding collage, and I thought that was a great idea. So I gathered all my wedding images from the last couple of videos we've done on wedding collages, because I think there's a couple ideas that I had in the past that we didn't get to. So I'm hoping we can pick up with one of those today, and we can add it to the album. So let's get started. I want to start by taking a quick look back at the collages I've made already, just to refresh my memory. Oh right, the dinosaur wedding, oh, my favorite. Oh, the giraffe bride, oh my goodness, incredible. And the van shoes, how could I ever forget this one? The one thing I am just taking a note of is so far, the 3 collages I've made are really silly. But because we're gonna use the gold leaf today, I have a feeling that today's collage might not be as silly. And I think that's okay. I don't think this whole album has to be full of crazy collages. So I'm gonna keep that in mind, that I think it's okay if it's not wild. Now I have this stack of images from some previous videos, and I just wanted to look through this quickly to see what is in here. So we got some scraps. Oh, right. Okay, I think I remember my original idea for these guys. I love their white jackets, and I think my idea was to replace their heads with flowers and give them sort of a bouquet moment. And this might be a really good opportunity to add the gold leaf. Maybe we add gold to their lapels and maybe the little pocket overhangs, or maybe the bow ties or something like that. That might be an opportunity to add gold. Let me see if there's any other images in here. Oh, this lady, so elegant. She could get maybe a funny head. Oh, and there's this couple, which is a little bit smaller. I don't know if I ever had an idea for them. I think that might be it for things I pulled out with a specific idea in mind. Let's start cutting out these 2 guys and see if we can give them a nice flower bouquet and see if we can make this collage work. I was poking around for a background and I found this one in one of my books, and I kind of really loved the arch and thought that maybe they would fit really perfectly on this page. But the only thing I'm not loving is how dark the black pants are. So I'm thinking maybe we give them just completely gold pants. So we'll have sort of bright shoes, bright pants, bright white coats, and then flowers for heads. And that might be, I don't know, that might help balance everything out. I also need to start looking for flowers that I'm going to use as their heads, and I would love to find 2 that kind of look like they're looking at each other. 2 flowers that sort of capture that, you know, romantic gaze. If we can make that happen, that would be great. So let's go look for flowers. I got a couple stuff cut out, so let's see what this is looking like. Let's see if these flowers will even work as heads. I'm really not quite sure yet. This one had an overlapping flower on the petal, but I was hoping we could just use the other flower we choose to cover that up, so that might work. I like the direction of both of these flowers, but I think it's covering up too much of the suit. I want you to be able to see the bow tie. So I'm wondering if maybe I can rotate these in a way where you can see more of that. I do think this is better, but maybe this flower is just a little bit too large, or maybe it's not good that they're both yellow. Maybe I should try to find a flower that's a different color to replace this one that's maybe a little bit smaller. So let's try to do that. I don't know why I didn't think to look through my cutouts folder. I'm assuming there's a ton of flowers in here someplace, and they might already be cut out already, which would be handy. Here we are. Some nice ones in here. Let's just take this whole thing out, bring that with us. Ooh, we might be able to use this flower upside down and no one has to know that it's upside down. It will be our little secret. That is the best contender so far. This one is probably a little bit too big. I think that's kind of cute. I like that their petals are now sort of intertwined. I do think there might be a little bit of touching up around the collars that needs to be done, but I kind of think it's cute. I'm glad we were able to find 2 flowers that work as heads. The only thing I'm struggling with now is I know we're gonna add gold leaf, which will be another element, but I still feel like we need something else. Maybe it's bees flying around, like they're pollinating at their wedding, or butterflies, some sort of insect that we can have sort of be in the scene. I just feel like there's something else that's missing in this, and I haven't quite figured out what exactly that is. I think maybe what this needs is just a couple of these illustrated flowers coming out from these flower beds off to the side, just so there's one more thing that's sort of connecting to their heads and just adds maybe a little bit of interest. And we can really tuck them in, and so I probably won't use all these leaves, but I kind of think that that might just add a little bit of something. I also think that maybe we could add a couple of these snails. Maybe one is on a flower, maybe one is crawling up the side of the frame here, or over the archway, or maybe down by their feet, and just hide a couple of snails in the frame. That also might be cute. I liked the idea of this grasshopper, but he might be a little bit too big. I'm not exactly sure. So I'm gonna add a couple things, and then I think we might be ready for gold leaf. Just kidding. I think I like these yellow flowers just a little bit better than the white ones. I think the white ones stood out a little bit too much. I also like now it's sort of like yellow on this side and pinkish purple on this side. I am really pleased with how this layout is coming together. I think all the little pieces around add a lot of visual interest and really makes it feel a little bit more cohesive. Now I'm still not exactly sure where I want to put the gold leaf. I'm leaning back towards my original idea, which was to put it on the lapels and the pocket areas. And maybe we can do a couple other little things like on the snail's shells or a little bit on the flowers maybe. And maybe we just do little hints of it instead of a full swath of gold leaf. So I'm leaning towards that, and I need to get some of my supplies out for that. Wait, should we glue the collage first? We probably should glue it first. Oh, I don't really want to do that, but I think we should. It is finally gold leaf time. Now, I've never done this before, but I did watch one YouTube video, so basically I'm an expert. Just kidding. But the one thing I did learn is that you are supposed to paint the glue on and then let it dry for a pretty long time, like 30 minutes, before you apply the gold leaf. So I guess that's what I'll do. So far I've added a few strips on all of the snails, on their lapels and their pockets, and then a couple little stripes on each of the flowers. But I guess now I have to wait 30 minutes. It has been 30 minutes, so it's time now to put gold leaf. Now, it's already all over my hands, and I think if I breathe too hard, I'm gonna blow all this away. But I'm gonna try to put this on the places that I glued. I don't know. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to look like a mess for a long time until you clean it all up and then it looks good. Let's hope for that. I don't think I quite have the right brush for this. I think it's doing a fine enough job, but I think there's probably a better brush that would do a better job. Here is the finished collage. The only thing left to do is to add it to the album. Also, there's gold leaf all over my desk, and I think there's going to be gold leaf all over my desk for years to come. Let's find our next page. Here we go. Get my little corner tabs out and we'll get this in the album. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week for another collage video. Bye!